Hey all, my name is 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. I'm a junior studying economics and finance at the University of Alabama. I'm here in front of Budapest University, which is where I'm at for the semester, and I'm happy to be doing the AIFS Instagram Takeover routine.
So to be honest, I really chose 𝗟𝗧𝗧'𝗦 University rather than Budapest, but I'll discuss that more in the next story. It was kind of because of the way my courses would transfer, which is a big priority for me. Some of the other reasons though is that I really thought it would be cool to go to an area with a unique history and traditions. So most people go to Spain or Italy or France, and I thought it'd be cool to go somewhere different. Another thing is that it's a very central travel location, so it's very easy to get cheap flights out of Budapest. Also shorter buses, trains, easy to go to the Balkans, Austria, Poland, Czech Republic, so that's really cool. And then the last thing is the relatively low cost of living. I can get food that would cost $15 without a tip in the US for $7 to $10 here with tip. So that's also a very big plus. Yeah, so the city is very walkable. From my housing to 𝗟𝗧𝗧, it's actually about 1 mile, which is a 30-minute walk, which I can do by the river, which is beautiful, or I can take the train, which is 15 minutes, so I kind of have that option. But when I'm not in a hurry, I really just enjoy walking around Budapest, just taking in all of the wonderful sights and smells and everything. The other nice thing too about Budapest is that the public transportation system here is wonderful. So you can easily take trains, buses, trams, whatever you need, and use that with walking to get anywhere you need to go. And also they all run frequently, so yeah, the transportation system here is really great, and that's one of the pluses of the location. So the answer to this question is fortunately no. Hungarian is actually one of the hardest languages to learn. While 𝗟𝗧𝗧 does have some courses in Hungarian, most of the courses are actually in English because of the number of international students that 𝗟𝗧𝗧 has. In Budapest specifically, I've had no issues whatsoever. Most people know English, although that does change when you go to some of the smaller towns in Hungary, so it is good to pick up some words and phrases there. You have the option to take an introductory Hungarian course here through 𝗟𝗧𝗧, but if you'd prefer not to do that, AIFS also provides a language crash course to help you learn some basic words and phrases just to help you get by. You don't have to know Hungarian to do the program, which is very fortunate for me. 𝗟𝗧𝗧'𝗦 is absolutely wonderful. She is our contact for assistance, and if she's not in town, there's always a backup person that we can contact if we need anything. 𝗟𝗧𝗧'𝗦 does way more than that as well. She also organizes quite a few events, experiences, and trips for the program, which have been absolutely great so far for getting introduced to the city and then also the location. So yeah. So 𝗟𝗧𝗧 University has been great so far. One of the things is that the buildings here are just absolutely gorgeous, and the insides are all fantastic as well. They all have modern facilities, new technology, so that's really great. One of the things that is kind of interesting is that the students all dress up for classes, which is something that I'm not used to at all, coming from the University of Alabama, but it does add kind of a fancier kind of vibe as well. One of the other things too that I really love is just how diverse the campus is. So I have friends from France, Georgia, the country, Germany, Spain, Mongolia, Hungary, just to name a few places, so that's been awesome. I love the professional development events that 𝗟𝗧𝗧 hosts. I've been to multiple academic conferences, not study abroad fair, but career fair, which is really great. And I've also enjoyed my American Corner internship, so I've gotten to teach people English and then also about the US, so it's wonderful. So there are a couple things. The first is, of course, my family. So, I try to call over FaceTime, but it's not quite the same as seeing people in person, of course, and I've also had to miss a couple of important events that I didn't want to miss, like my sister's high school graduation, my little brother's confirmation, so that's a kind of difficult aspect of studying abroad. Another thing that I miss is just like how easy communication is when you're in the US. Like I found that I really have to work on what I say to other people sometimes and how I say it just to get around like communication barriers. And it's pretty good. It makes me more intentional with how I communicate. Also, it's just kind of odd to be walking around a city and not understand what anyone else is saying. I think it's just a very different kind of humbling experience because it's something you really take for granted. So yeah. Yeah, well, thank you so much for following along.